How many of you can think back to a time where your parent may have reacted negatively towards you? Not because you did anything, but just simply because they were in a really bad mood that day, or maybe they just had a bad day at work. Do you think that that reaction affected you and how you react to certain situations today? I personally had a parent who was very harsh and angry a lot, and I feel like that causes me to react really nervously in situations now. A lot of parents don't really see how much they contribute to their child's mental health, and that causes a big problem later on. So, today I'm going to persuade you why a child's mental health should be just as important as an adult's. A child's mental health should be just as important as an adult's because they are still developing. They are under a lot of stress, if not more stress, and they are our future. A child's mental health affects their everyday life. It affects the way they react to certain situations, to the way they think, all the way to how they feel. And a child's brain will not be fully developed until the age of 25. So they use emotional reasoning instead of logical reasoning or rational reasoning like an adult would. Children tend to be a product of their environment. So if they have a happy environment when they're younger, or happy childhood, happy healthy childhood, then they tend to create a positive environment. But for the children who have an angry and hostile environment, they tend to grow up and have a negative environment. And it's said that 1 out of every 6 child has a mental health illness that is undiagnosed. That affects a child's future and the way they develop a lot because they're still learning every day. And if they have like ADHD or anxiety, they don't know how to deal with that, and they rely on their parent to help them deal with that. And sometimes parents just don't realize or notice it. And that tends to put a lot of stress on the child. It's said by Christian Muncie that 1/5 of children report a great deal of stress, and only 3% of parents reported their child having stress, so they didn't really realize that. Now, children are very stressed out at school and at home. They have to keep their grades up at school and maintain a certain GPA. They get older and they get into high school and they're worried about keeping a great grade, getting a high ACT score, getting into all the colleges they want to get into. Some of them play sports, so they depend on scholarships from their sports. Children also worry about their reputations and how other people see them, and then they endure a lot of stress at home and they carry that with them to school. So if the parent is really stressed out financially and they're going through a really hard time, then that's going to affect the child in the long run because they're going to carry that stress with them also. So it really kind of holds a child back, stress does. But we have to start putting their mental health first because they are our future. One day we're going to be gone, and all that's going to be left behind is the children. So if we are positive and help create a positive environment, then when they're older, they'll tend to be positive and help create a positive environment. They're going to be the next presidents, the next doctors, next lawyers. They are our future. So it's very critical. Everything we say and we do affects them. They learn from every life situations. Like, if you're mean to them, then they're more likely to be mean to somebody else. If you encourage them, then they are more to encourage other people. Children's mental health should be recognized a lot more than it is today. It is a very big problem, and people fail to realize that. And it honestly shows. I personally have anxiety, and I feel like had my parents not been so angry and harsh when I was younger, that I wouldn't be as nervous and shy as I am today. And I'd do more, like I'd want to do more, and I'd be more interactive, and I'm not. And I'm not the only one. Children are affected by ADHD, and they need more help, and they just don't receive the help they need because their parent is more occupied with other stuff. So that is why we need to put the youth's mental health as an importance along with adults' mental health. Thank you.